Jacob's creations, heart and soul, turning resin into gold, crafting wonders, work of art, a vision born from your own heart.
Hey guys, so I have an interesting project idea that I am working on today. So I decided to do a pyramid, but I'm going to do something a little different with it. So I already have some cog pieces in here. I just use my UV resin to put them in there and secure them in. And then I have some Let's Resin Gold mica powder mixed into some resin that I'm going to pour in there. Now, the interesting thing that I'm going to try with this is I'm going to attempt to make a clock with it. So I found that I had two clock molds. So for this, and I have no idea if this is going to work out, but I cut one of the clock pieces out of the mold that I had double of, and then I filled it with hot glue. My hope is that it won't stick to the resin and I'll be able to take it out. Is my hope. I have no idea if that's actually going to work out or not. So my plan is I'm just going to kind of set this in here and stick it in and hope that, it doesn't get encased in resin. And then I'm going to fill this up in layers. So that is my plan as of right now. No idea if this is going to work out or not.
By the whispers of ancient hands, a clock ticks loud in the heart of stone. Time's great secrets still unknown. Gears turning, spinning tales of old. Clocks are chiming, stories bold. Every second a hidden rhyme, caught in pyramids of time. Against a dusky hue, marking moments as the ages flew. Sand slips down through a fragile glass. The future's a shadow of the past. Gears turning, spinning tales of old. Clocks are chiming, stories bold. Every second hidden rhyme, caught in pyramids of time. The ancients whispered to the stars above, frozen moments carved with love. Time's a riddle, a curious climb, etched forever in pyramids of time. The moonlight dances on a weathered gear, echoes of footsteps you almost hear. Dusty wheels in a timeless chime, bound forever in a cosmic mind.
Hey guys, I am back and I got my next layer of my cogs in here and I'm ready to pour in my resin. So again, I'm sticking with my Bondcrafter resin. Um, for my next layer, I decided to go with a sapphire blue alcohol ink and some of my rainbow alcohol ink mixed in with that as well, kind of give it a little bit of a sparkle. I have no idea how this blue is going to go with this gold, but as soon as I poured my gold, I realized that I made a mistake because I didn't really care for that color with how it went with the cogs and everything. So, yeah, so I am going to go ahead and get this poured in, and we're going to see how this next layer goes. I want to try and get all the way up to where I have my UV resin, but I don't know if I'm going to have enough for that. I also, again, I can't go too deep here because this is not a deep pour resin that I'm using, so I might have to do 2 layers with this blue. Otherwise, I can just mix up some more real quick. Which I was really hoping to not do because I'm not going to get the same exact shade of blue if I do that. I can guarantee it. So, let's see how thick we are. You know, I actually think that blue looks really good with that. I like it. So again, the biggest thing with this is going to be making sure that I can get that round piece here out. So I'm just going to kind of push this in, hopefully seal it to the outside of that mold. And I am going to need to make up some more resin. So bear with me. Almost out of my Bondcrafter, the first set of it. So let's see what I can get out of this. I think about 3 ounces should finish filling this up. So we'll shoot for that. Finish off these containers at least. Ooh. So for the bottom layer, I was thinking about doing a black, but I'm not entirely sure if that's going to contrast to everything I've done so far. I know I definitely do not want to use that gold again. I was also thinking maybe a silver, but I'm not 100% sure. Guess I'll have to kind of see how this turns out, this layer anyways, before I make that decision. Okay, so I have 3 ounces. I did about 10 drops in the 5 ounces. I did not count that. So I'm just going to hope and pray that it's relatively the same color. Looks about right. Just gonna shove that down once again. And then, like I said, I'm not going to debubble this one. So hopefully that doesn't cause any issues. But I at minimum want to make sure that this is fully covered, the round piece here, just because I'm done messing with it. Alrighty. So again, not quite where I want it to be. I could probably still get away with putting a couple more ounces in there, but I'll just leave it where it is. You know, that's a pretty even amount of blue there. So I guess I'll just use that to kind of shade into my base. Where is, there we go. Get some alcohol in here for those bubbles. Hopefully the rest will come up. And again, that is all for this layer. I will be back for the next layer, and then we'll go from there and figure out what I'm going to do for that. I will see you guys then. Hey guys, so I am back and I am ready to do my next layer. So for my colors, as I said earlier, I was kind of up in the air between silver and black. So I couldn't make up my mind. I decided I'm going to do both. The way I'm going to do it is because the blue is kind of darker, I figure I'd go with like a light color, then the dark color, then the light and the dark. So the gold, blue, then the silver, then the black. Thought that'd be kind of a nice color scheme here. So for this layer, I mixed up 8 ounces of resin. I'm mixing up more and more as I go because the space is wider. So it's not necessarily going to be as deep, but there's just more surface area that needs resin in it. So, and again, I used my Bondcrafter resin, and then I just used this silver marble color here. So I'm just going to get this poured in, get a nice even layer. Should fully engulf the last little bit of my additions there. And I'm hoping I don't actually need to do I'm gonna have to mix up a lot to do that last layer in black there. Whoops. Wednesday standing. Alrighty, and I like it. Looks good, looking good. Okay, so I'm gonna let that cure, and then I will be back when it's time to do the base layer. I have a few different ways I can go with that. I can either use my black Let's resin for the last little bit, or I can just keep going with Bondcrafter and use either a black mica powder or a black pigment, because I also have my black pigment paste too that I could use. So yeah, I'll let this cure overnight, and then I will be back tomorrow, hopefully to do the final layer in the morning and get this demolded in the evening. I will see you guys then. Hey guys, so I am back. My silver layer has cured, and I'm ready to start with my black. So for my black, I added in a fair amount of my rainbow alcohol ink. I also added in a little bit of my laser glitter, just to kind of give it a little bit of a sparkly effect, as I did with the blue. So my hope is that I can get the rest of this filled all the way to the top with the black here. And yeah, so I'm just going to get this poured in, and we'll be all set to let this sit and cure. And it looks like I'm not going to be able to fill it all the way like I was hoping. I made up 300 milliliters of resin. Kind of hoping that that would do the trick, but it appears not. Pretty close. Probably take another couple hundred milliliters. However, I think I'm more than likely just going to call it good after that. There's a lot of resin in here, so yeah, that is it for this part. I'm going to go ahead and get this set aside, let this layer finish curing, and hopefully be able to demold it by the end of the night. Hopefully. I might wait till tomorrow just to be safe. So, yeah. I will see you guys for the demold. Alright, guys. It has cured. And I'm really nervous about this. But let's get into it. Ooh, maybe it hasn't fully cured. Okay, corners are a little bit sketched still. So I did use the mold release spray between the silicone mold and the, oh, there we go, got it. Okay. That was, however, a couple days ago, so I was a little worried on how it was going to be getting that out. And for the big reveal, look at that, guys. I think that is absolutely gorgeous. So the real question is going to be whether or not I can get this part out. So I know a little bit of my resin got through underneath it, but my hope is that I can easily get that peeled out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and see if I can get around that with my X-Acto knife here. Just to kind of break that loose. Okay. I think I'm going to work off camera doing this. I will be back with you guys when I get this figured out and get it taken care of, and see if I can, well, see if I can get it out and get it taken care of. See you guys in a few. Alrighty, guys, I am back, and it worked. So it's a little messy in there. It kind of did what I thought it was going to do with the hot glue, but I, for the most part, got it cleaned out as best as I could. At least enough to get the clock piece in to show it to you guys. Still got a little bit of cleanup to do on it. But overall, it worked. So I have a nice little pyramid clock here. The gears and everything turned out nice. Don't really have, I mean, there's a couple small bubbles in there, but nothing major. The colors look good. That gold actually turned out a little better than I thought it was going to, so still relatively happy there. But yeah, that is the pyramid clock. I don't have a battery in the clock yet, but I'll get it in there. Overall, I think this project turned out pretty good. I'm really happy that that worked. It was a little bit of work getting it out though. I'm gonna have to find something else other than hot glue to use the next time I try and do this. But for the sake of this piece, it worked out all right. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Feel free to like and share the video. If you haven't subscribed already, please do, and I will see you guys back for the next project. In the meantime, remember, stay creative, everyone. Bye.